Hello, hello. Welcome back. This is Angela DiCarlo, and I am live in St. Petersburg, Florida. It is an amazing adventure. Tell us where you're tuning in from. And also, if you have any business ideas, what are you struggling with on your business? We will be responding to your questions in the chat. All right, let's get started. Mike Corradini is the founder and CEO of ProductMentor. He graduated from the entrepreneurship school at USC. Go Trojans! He is a fourth-generation entrepreneur, and for the past 20 years, he has focused on the art of entrepreneurship. He has successfully launched numerous seven-figure businesses and developed two private companies that were on the Inc. 500 list. So he has managed over 250 startups with his team, and he teaches based on experience, not theory. So let us welcome Mike Corradini.
Hey, Angela, how's it going?
Hi, amazing. So welcome, Mike. It's good to have you here.
Yeah, it's great to see you as well again. And today we have another very important topic for everybody. I know myself and yourself and everybody really wants to level up their game. They want to get to the next level. And I think the biggest trap people fall into when trying to figure out how to become successful or more successful is they want to know what they can add or what more they can learn. And this is a real common thing because you think that you need to add more and more to your arsenal in order to get to your destination. But what's really ironic about that, Angela, is it's not so much what you do, it's actually what you don't do that can get you to those next heights, those next levels. And I know myself personally, I've tried to learn this and read that. And I was even sharing with you this morning about something else I was just learning. And so it's a very common thing, even for myself to want to do is just keep adding. But really less is more. And so that's our topic today. I know giving up traditionally has a negative connotation to it, right? We don't want to give up on things. That sounds bad. But in some cases, it's exactly what you need.
So what's the first thing we should give up?
Well, yeah, there's 5 things we're going to cover today. And the very first thing that I want everybody to really challenge themselves to give up is being a perfectionist. And really what this means is a lot of times we wait for things to be ideal or even perfect before we're willing to take that next step or willing to basically go out there and start our business. And what I can share, Angela, is that nothing is ever perfect, no matter how hard we try, to get all the stars aligned. It just doesn't happen. And so for people that are perfectionists or want everything to be perfectly lined up first, you're going to wait forever. And I know this may be hard to hear on your ears, but you need to know it. It's much better just to take action because that fear of failure is actually going to cause you to fail by never actually getting out there and just doing it. And so I can't tell you how many opportunities personally that I've lost because I've waited for the perfect time. I've done it so many times now that I've started to learn, that you can't wait because things will go on to the next opportunity and you're going to miss out.
That is so true, Mike. I mean, waiting for perfection is never going to happen. You're like, oh, if I just lose 5 pounds, or if I just get the perfect offer, so the perfect home, or the perfect business idea, or whatever. It's really just about taking that step forward and giving up the perfection and moving forward, no matter what life throws at you, because you don't know what is going to be around you or what situation is going to happen. So that is an amazing point. Now, what's the second thing we should give up if we want to be successful?
So the second thing that you need to give up to be successful is playing life small, right? Playing small. We were all meant to shine, Angela, every single one of us. And I think we lose sight of this sometimes. We just kind of do what's comfortable and, it's comfortable. And so we don't tend to, stretch ourselves or get out of that comfort zone that we tend to get stuck in. And so, deep down, I know I have this feeling all the time, and I'm sure you can resonate, and I'm sure if you're watching right now, you can resonate with this as well. But you just have this feeling somewhere in you that you know you were meant for something better. And it's really just kind of an intuition. And this is your future actually talking to you. And what we all tend to do is muffle that little voice in our head. You know, we ignore it and we put it off. Or again, back to the first point, we wait till things are perfect. And so the second thing that you have to give up is you have to be willing to just go out there and just let the world see you. They're going to love you. They're going to love your product or your business. And if they don't, you can always make things better and adjust your business so that they do. But if you always just play small and keep your head in your shell, so to speak, you'll never give yourself the opportunity to shine, and no one will ever be able to benefit from your business, from your product, from your app. And so don't play it small.
So true. Like software, we're so used to software, like having multiple versions. But when we start our business, we're like, this is the only chance I have. So if we just play like this is version 1.0, and then we take it to the next level with mentors and support and taking action, you're so right on with that one. All right. So we got 2 great points. What is the third thing that entrepreneurs should give up to become successful?
So I see this one a lot. And the third thing that you need to give up to really reach your true potential and be successful is to get rid of your short-term mindset. Every successful person I know, they're always focused on the longer term. And what they realize, as simple as this sounds, but their long-term goals are nothing more than the result of a bunch of short-term habits. And if you're improving every day, yourself, your business, even if it's just a 1% improvement every day, you're making progress and you're gonna eventually get to that long-term goal. And so we have to have a much bigger focus, and we really have to embody this. And I guess the best example for embodying a long-term mindset as opposed to just a short-term, I think the world of dieting and diet fads, right? You see these people that are always jumping to the next diet. What's the next fad? And the converse to that, or the alternative, is to actually live a healthy lifestyle where it's not a short-term objective. It's my life is going to be lived with health and eating healthy and being active and all that good stuff. And so you want to think about your business the same way as a permanent habit and not a short-term goal.
That totally makes sense. I mean, you have to think, who am I? Am I a successful entrepreneur and operating in that mindset? I think just like being a healthy person, you're very true on that. I use that mindset a lot when I see myself faltering and when I see other people faltering, and it definitely helps to go, who am I and who am I becoming? So you can make small decisions, like you said with the fad dieting. It's like, are they going to choose something super unhealthy for lunch or something healthy? And if your mindset is I am healthy, then you'll choose a healthier option. I definitely see that. All right, so we've gotten 3 amazing points. What's the 4th thing that you think we should give up to be successful?
So the 4th thing you want to give up, everyone, is this whole notion of a magic bullet, right? We all have, grown up or recently we've all been conditioned to want instant gratification, right? The microwave generation, the Google generation, now. And the problem with that is when you're talking about success and building something meaningful, that doesn't work. And so if you're always looking for the next magic bullet, the next instant success or gratification, you're not setting yourself up for success whatsoever. And people tend to get very jaded because we see these really successful entrepreneurs at the top of their game. And what is very seldom shown is what it took them to get there, right? All of the mistakes and errors and disasters and near misses. Every single one of those successful entrepreneurs went through them. But again, we see them with their cape on at the top of the stairs, and we kind of lose sight of that. And we kind of have this idea that, you know, it just happened, or it happened really quickly. And this is something you have to get out of your head. Success takes hard work, right? But that's important to know, because if success didn't take hard work, everybody would be successful. And we don't want that, right? That barrier to entry is to keep the wrong people out. But what I can tell you is, by going through all of that, Angela, you actually become a stronger person, and you actually value your success so much more, right? Like if you're entitled and you are given everything, usually those type of people don't value things because they didn't have to earn it. They were just given, right, that trust fund, or that new Porsche, or, you know, whatever it is. The details don't matter. What matters is that you have to earn it for yourself, right? Because you're going to have other businesses. Very few entrepreneurs just have one and that's it, right? You're constantly reinventing yourself. And so the sooner you realize what it actually takes, the easier it is for you to be realistic about all of your businesses, both current and future.
That is so true. You know, the overnight success. I mean, I sat next to Taylor Swift when she won the People's Choice Awards back, I guess it was like 10 years ago. She was not an overnight success, but they called her an overnight success. She'd been working since she was a small child, building business one step at a time, one show at a time, one failure at a time, one success at a time. And that's how everything in life is. It's like you just keep pushing forward. That 1% is really, it's a great point that really people forget. And that's why I love reading autobiographies. You hear the stories of how someone pushed through. And I know having a mentor is a big part of moving forward and growing. I know we only have time for 5 today, but what is the 5th and final thing we should give up to become successful?
So we're moving really quick today, Angela. I love the Taylor Swift story. I'd like to add one more great example. You know, Elon Musk, we all know who he is. You know, he's one of the most, I guess, acclaimed or looked up to entrepreneurs out there. And because of Tesla, he's worth almost $100 billion now, $100 billion. He's like the 7th richest guy in the world. And what people don't realize is that his initial investment in Tesla was way back in 2004, right? We're talking almost 16 years ago. And now you can't drive, at least where I am in San Diego, you can't drive without not seeing a Tesla. I mean, the headlines are everywhere. It's just, you know, he looks like an overnight success and everybody loves his products. But this has been 16 years in the making. You know, granted, would I wait 16 years to be worth 100 billion? Sure. Right? I think anybody would. And this kind of overlaps with what we spoke about earlier about the long-term mindset versus the short-term mindset, right? Elon Musk didn't make that investment in 2004 thinking he was going to have an automobile company in a year or two. He knew that it was going to be long-term. He did that 1% improvement every day. And now he's literally the 7th richest man in the whole world, or at least on the Forbes list, if that's just the US. Details aside, though. So the 5th and final thing that you need to give up, and this is actually the most important one, Angela. This is the one that I think gets more people than anything else. And that is, you have to be willing to give up your excuses. All right? We all have them. We all have these limiting beliefs or these stories that we tell ourselves, and they just keep looping in our head, and we don't even realize that we're doing it. Usually it starts from the moment you wake up in the morning. So while you're lying in bed still, be aware of what your mind is doing, right? Is your immediate first state every day go into worry mode, right? Are you worried about things that you have to do that day or even other days? Or is your mind at peace? Have you figured out how to shut off the noise and all of the excuses that your brain tends to come up with? And I don't want to get too sciencey. I know that's not a real word, but we were not hardwired for success. We were actually hardwired for scarcity. And that's because our brains weren't designed to thrive. They were designed to keep us alive. And to keep us alive, they have to play it safe. Back to one of the other things you have to give up we talked about earlier. But really, this is not congruent with being an entrepreneur. And so the attitude that you want to have, Angela, is it's not about the cards that you're dealt in life. It's how you play your hand, right? How you play your hand is much more important than the cards that you're given. And so I think that that's excuse number one that people make. You know, I wasn't born with this privilege, or I had to go through this adversity in my life, right? And all these things, you know, you can let them hold you back. You can let them be an excuse, or you can take responsibility. And the beautiful thing about taking responsibility is all of a sudden you're in control. You're no longer the victim where you have no control. You've taken responsibility of your future, of your success, and there's nothing more empowering than doing that, because now you own your life. And so when you wake up this weekend or tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this, do that test in the morning and see where your mind wanders by default right off the bat. And I would be willing to guess for most people, it's excuses and worrying, not abundance. And I know that I can get out there and I can do it. You know, we all need to realize that the only person in this world that can stop us, Angela, is ourselves, the person in the mirror. No one else can stop you. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you're going to be successful, because that is the nature of giving up your excuses, is knowing that you're your only excuse. There's nothing external to you that can hold you back. So don't believe it. Don't buy into it. And, you know, I'm nothing special. I think the only thing that I've done different, Angela, is I've raised my personal standards. And by raising my personal standards, I no longer allow myself to make excuses, right? And it still happens, don't get me wrong. I have the same hardwired brain for scarcity as you and everyone else. It's just I'm aware of it. And when my mind makes up these excuses, I smash them. You know, I say, thank you for sharing. And then I ignore them and I move them out. And that's what you have to be willing to do in order to shed your limiting beliefs.
So true. This is amazing. I know we're getting near our 20-minute mark, but essentially we figured out that the 5 things you need to give up to be successful as an entrepreneur is give up perfectionism, give up playing small, give up the short-term mindset, give up the idea of a magic bullet or overnight success, and give up excuses. Those are all amazing points. I know we want to wrap it up. So you have any other final thoughts, Mike?
Yeah, I'll leave everyone with a quote today, Angela. And that quote is actually up this way behind me, but in case you can't see it, I'm going to share it with you as well. And that is, everyone, you can go out there and you can make excuses in your life, or you can go be successful. You can start your business, you can make money, but you can't do both. It's either making excuses or making money. They are mutually exclusive, meaning you got to choose one or the other. So make sure that you're out there not making excuses, and you make the right decisions for yourself so that you can live the life that you deserve, and you don't hold yourself back. So
true. Thank you, Mike. I look forward to next Friday. Same bat time, same bat channel. And of course, visit ProductMentor.com. There's consultation calls and coaching classes and all sorts of amazing stuff that you've created, Mike. I'm super excited to be here with you. And we'll see you next week.
Sounds great, Angela. I hope everybody got some value out of today. Even if you don't need to give up all 5 of those things, I can pretty much guarantee a couple of those things, if you really focus on shedding them, or overcoming them, you're going to have that much better of a chance of getting where you want to go. So again, I hope you got something out of this, everybody. We'll have a lot more great content to help you next week. So stay tuned and we'll see you then.